Holly Hill boys and girls. This is our third lesson in math for you. I'm Dr. Price, so welcome. Right now we're working on place value, and we're going to focus on the essential question, how do I read and write multi-digit numbers using base 10 numerals, number names, and expanded form. So we're going to start off by talking about the definitions of what we're looking for. So standard form is a way of using digits to represent a number. And a digit is one number, so 0 through 9 would be a digit. Word form is a way of using words to write numbers. And then expanded form is a way to write numbers that shows the place value of each digit. So Dr. Price will just give you an example because I think that'll help. So standard form might be, let's change that color. Because if I don't make it bright for you, you might not be able to see it. So, well, it might like me in a minute. There we go. So if I did the number 132, that is in standard form because it's just using the digits 1, 3, and 2 to write it, to represent 132. A word form would simply use words to write 132. So we would write the number 1, the unit 100, 100, 30, dash 2. Oh, sorry, my pen's a little off. And then our expanded form is going to take 132 and it's going to expand it out with each place value. So we have 100. We have 3 tens, so 10, 20, 30. And we have 2 ones, 1, 2. So that would be a good example of our expanded form. So let's look at some examples. Now, this, we call these place value blocks. And the ones are called units. So once we get 10 units, it becomes 110. And once we get 10 of these 10s, they can be put together to make 100. So in your bag that we sent home, you have a few place value blocks that you can play around with and build some numbers. So when we're looking at this base 10 blocks, we would start counting. So this is 100 because it is a 10 groups of 10. So we would say that that is 100. And then we have 1, 2, 3 tens. So this is a rod. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 ones in a set of 10, in a rod, sorry. 10 ones in one rod. So we have 10, 20, 30. And then you have ones, this is pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically you're just using place value blocks, or you're using, I did not mean to do that, hold on a second. There we go. You're using place value blocks as a picture to represent your number. So that would give you the number 136. Same here. Now we're going to look at this in expanded form. So just like I was able to count my picture in my blocks to make 136, now I'm going to look at my place value. So in my ones column, I have a 6. In my tens column, 30 would be 3 tens. And then I would have 100. So my number would be 136. And you have it in words, 136. So you would just write, just the way you read it, just the way you say it. When you say it, you can hear what you should write. 100, but you don't want to put your zeros. 36. So that would be a good example of how to do your place value. And then here is another one. So let's start with my words first. This one says 352. So if you struggle a little bit with learning how to read the numbers, you might just want to pull up a cheat sheet sort of so that you would have it. But when you read them, this would be 300. So we're going to put the 3 in the hundreds place, but we're not going to put 0, 0 because we have 52. So we're going to write it this way. And when we come up here to our expanded form, shows me that, oops, sorry, we had 3 in the hundreds place. We have a 5 in the tens place, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that's why we show 50. And we have 2 ones. Same number, shown 2 different ways. And then when we come over here to the place value blocks, we said these flats, call them flats, I don't think I told you that long enough, these are flats. There are 100 of these little ones in one flat. So this is 100, 200, 300. There are 10 of those little bitty ones in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 10 is 50, 4, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And 1, 2. So we would call this number, we would call it standard form because it's just your numbers, your digits. We call this the written form because it is numbers written in words. And we call this the expanded form because we've taken each place value and made it bigger, spread it out so you can see more. So, let's look at this popcorn. So we have the standard form of 413. So we're going to take that number it wants to go backwards. Sorry, that's my pen not being quite there. And I'm going to write the number 413 in my box. And then I'm going to look at my place value blocks. So Dr. Price has pulled up virtual manipulatives. And if you're in my class for sure, you can, Ms. Wagstaff, you can pull these up online. And I'll send that link to the other teachers in case they would like to put it up. So if I'm going to look at the number 413, I have 400, so I'm going to pull 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 400. 100, 200, 300, 400. 13. When I'm going to represent 13, I'm going to use 110 and 3 ones. Oh, there we go. Thought I lost it. 3 ones. So that's the way we would represent 413 with base 10 blocks. So if I go back to my picture and you wanted to draw this, then you would just draw. And you don't have to make 100 little blocks because that's like almost impossible. So I just kind of draw it like this so it represents it. You might have to do it perfect at some point. But just for your own sake right now, I would just draw what I call little flats. You can try to put 10 in here, but Dr. Price's pen is really struggling through State Online, so. But you would just draw, just so that you know that that was representing 100. And what you might even do, because if you show that to your teacher, any teacher will know that's 100. But you might want to even write the number over it, because that helps you count anyway. Then you would want to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because my pen's off. So that's our rod for 10. And then you just want to draw 3 squares for 3. So that would represent your number 413. Of course, in standard form, you're just going to write it, 413. In expanded form, you're going to take it and stretch it out over the place value. So 4 2, 3, 400. 1, 10. And 1, 2, 3 ones. 400 plus 10 plus 3 equals 413. And then simply write it in words. 400. 13. So this is the way you can show word numbers in different ways. Expanded form, standard form, just the digits, base 10 blocks with a picture, and words, 413. You can also, we will attach this, have a, it will pull, there it goes. This is a game, so you can take dice, if you have dice at home, and roll a dice. If I roll my dice, I picked a 1, and you can make your number as big as you want. 5, 3. And say I wanted to do 1,002. And I would write it this way. And then I would write the word form. 1,532. And then the expanded form, I'll write it 1,000 plus 500 plus 30 plus 2. But that kind of gives you a game that you can play instead of just writing the numbers out. You can play a game with it. So we want you can play this game. Well, we also want you to use this form. Choose your own number, draw base 10 blocks, standard form, expanded form, word form. Maybe do it 2 or 3 times and just try it out. And that is our math lesson for today. So hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you next time.